Good evening, everybody. It is indeed Monday. It's the 18th of July, a beautiful day, very sunny, very nice here, and it is time for the Monday Educational. I've got a bit of a random euro dollar chart open here because I have an open topic and I'm thinking about just dropping this one available for the public. I make most of our recordings, what are they called? Undisclosed, something. I forget the exact terminology, but it's private anyway, just for our members. This one, we'll see how it turns out. It's to be an open discussion, hopefully. In other words, I would like some of you to unmute and take part. Discussion about doubt and slash or what it is that might be holding you back. Why are you here? Really, what are you trying to achieve? Really, For most, it is genuinely a case of BYOB, be your own boss. Then there is a huge need to DYOW, do your own work. The hard part is there. It's done for you. There's a great strategy. There's many, if you're here in this group, there are many, a multitude, if you like, of really great strategies to choose from. Guidance with them as well. Sadly, though, there's still a need to come to your own level of understanding. Fail there, and you're hardly going to hit the ground running now, are you? You'll hit the ground all right, but you're probably going to hit it with your butt and your own version of the dead cat bounce. Now I have this picture that I prepared earlier. It's this one, the trading flow chart, and I have shared it within the group, and I'll read. Oh, it's gone. Wouldn't you know, it disappeared. I wonder, can I refresh or what? Let me go and hit that button and then hit this button and it should pop back up. There it is. It's popping back up as we speak. Before entering a trade, what is the trend? Is it sideways? Is it rangy? Well, there you go. Whatever it is I'm doing here, I'm going to open it with something else. I'm going to say open with what? Open with. You got to go shift, haven't you? Open with paint. That'll do. You're opening now, aren't you? There you go. Open with paint. A trading flow chart. Before entering in a trade, I am Petra. Always we record the Monday ones. I'm going to refer to that in a moment. Actually, not for you, Petra. For some of the other guys who say, assume to be recorded. It's Monday Educational. Don't we always? If you go back onto YouTube and you scroll back, aren't there Monday Educationals as far back as we can, since we have been? Yeah. Anyway, back to it. Before entering in a trade, and that wasn't for you, Petra, that was for some of the other members who've asked in the group, will we record it? We do. That's what we do. What's the trend? Sideways or rangy? Well, let's wait for a breakout, won't we? Is it bullish? Is price at support? Yes, then buy it. No, then don't trade. And we could look at this morning, couldn't we? Because I was on this morning with somebody from, where were they from? Where were they from? New Zealand. And they asked, hey, won't you come on and say some wise words for us? And, really, me? Wise words from me? If you're sure. Like, if you think you might get some. But alrighty then. So there you go. Is the trend bearish? Is price at resistance? Yes, sell it. No, wait. That's it. It really is as stupidly, blatantly obvious as that. Now, if I was to go onto this screen, you'll recall this is the Dynamic Edge or the DT2 or whatever you know it as, this strategy we've shared freely. And I'm going to scroll back on the 1 minute to 8-ish, just after 8 this morning. I'm going to scroll back on the 3 minute to just after 8 this morning. There it is, just after 8 this morning. And I'm going to ask you to remember the flow chart. What trend are we in? Well, according to the 3 minute, let's scroll back on the 3 minute. According to the 3 minute just the 3 minute, we're in an uptrend. And you all know, if we looked at our daily and our 4 hourly, our long range forecasting tool right now, If we looked at it right now, what would it tell us? It would tell us we're in a bit of an uptrend. What did I say last week? There are reasons why price will go up, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I said last week. You can think what you like, but we could go back to recordings and I could replay it for you if I actually had to. And that's why I use accounting terminology often and regularly. I use, is it true and fair to say that we said last week price had reasons to go up? Well, there it is, going up. And when we zoom out, we say, what's the trend? The trend is up. Will I open the flow chart again? Open. Well, it says edit with Paint 3D. Well, I'm going to open it with Paint 3D. What's the trend? It's bullish, isn't it? Is price at support? Well, let's look. As at this morning at 8:30, is price at support? Oh, look, children, a bloody big pink line right there. Before 8, after 8. Bloody big, in your face, pink line. And a purple line. So if we went back to that picture, is price at support? Yes. Get ready, aim, fire. Open fire with the buy for, what would it be? 12, let's say 082, just because I'm not going to do any maths here. 092, 102, 112, 122. What's that, 40 pips? 40 pips, floor to ceiling. That's the reality. Looking at the flow chart, is there anything in that didn't make sense this morning? If you can answer no, I'd ask you to go find yourself a mirror, have a wee look in said mirror, and a wee question at what you're thinking to yourself there. I'm trying to zoom out enough that we can see the morning at 8, the attempt at the green line, the backing off. 2:30, the US Open, the attempt at the green line and the backing off. The 3 o'clock, yeah, often there, the attempt at the green line, and now we're backing off. So we're in a big enough range to be able to be taking pips. That's the reality. So doubt, then, I would suggest, an open discussion about doubt. What's holding you back? What is it? Really, what is it? This morning I spoke to a gentleman and I said to him, what you need to do is go have a look in the mirror. Sit down, don't say anything, just sit and look yourself in the eye in the mirror and see how long you can hold your gaze. Look at your own gaze in the mirror. Can you look that man in the eye and answer him honestly? Are you doing the best for yourself? Are you where you said you'd be at whatever age you are? How old are you? Are you where you said you'd be? And then for those of you who are suffering from doubt, I'm going to name some names. I'm going to say Paul, top of the list, because Paul shared very recently in our group a week's worth of trades. What was it? You all know. I want someone else to say it. You've all got access to the picture. Someone else unmute and call out the value of his trading account after 1 week. 1 week. Go on, someone else, please unmute and say it. For yourself, for your own.
Was it 90K or so?
It was 90K. There you go, just over 90K. And his biggest loss in that week, £78. £78 in a £90,000 winning week. Now, he knows what you know. He got taught what you got taught. There's also Peter, Alan, Andy, Dan, Daniel. There used to be Mr. Peter Dax, but he's just off trading with his son now, the Dax. Yeah, he's happy. I know what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Some people don't like the distraction of the group, and I get that. But those of you who might be battling with doubt, the group shouldn't be a distraction. It should be a level of motivation. It should be a level of education. It should be a way for you to see, oh look, there it is. That's what's there to be done. And it is there to be done. It's right there to be done for everybody. Every single one of us has access to the knowledge, the tech, be it ThinkTrader, MT4, MT5, CTrader. I don't care what the software is. TradingView, I really don't care. We all have access to the documents, don't we? The definitive indicator settings, the definitive homework guide, steps in the process, the business plan, the daily trading plan. We have absolutely every single tool that we need. Speaking of tools, I'm going to go, it sounds like it's off topic. It's not really. Today, I set out to get a number of tasks done. I wanted to do some plumbing. I went up in the loft over the weekend and I noticed, oh, look at that. One of my ball cocks is failing, as in there's a little small fountain of pinprick hole fountain of water coming up out of the top when it's open. Oh dear, splashing up onto the wood and then just falling back into the tank. So no harm, no foul, no damage. But am I going to leave it like that? No. Went off and bought a ball cock this morning while we were getting our shopping. What else did I get? There's a shelf in the cupboard. Wanted to re-strengthen that because we hung too much on it and of course it's coming off the wall. Something else, hang up a new Hoover that we got. Something else, mowed the front grass. Now that's a very varied set of tasks, isn't it? Now, if I had any doubt about my skills, would I have attempted the plumbing task? No, I risk flooding the loft and the house, don't I? But I've no doubt about my skills, so I switched off the water, I removed the defective ball cock, I put the new one on, I switched the water back on, I checked for leaks, waited, nothing, tested it, no, good to go, fine, plumbing job done. Shelving, took the shelf off the wall, made a metal bracket, put the metal bracket on the ends of the shelves. We've put far too many coats and a snowsuit and all kinds of things hanging off it. So we overused this coat press shelf, if you like. But it's strong now. I could swing on it. I could hang a swing on it for Stacey. And barring the fact that there's a wall, I couldn't really swing her into that now. But, it would hold the weight. That's the reality. Whatever the other jobs were I meant to get done, I got through them. I did them. I drilled holes in the wall. I used an electricity detector because we marked out, but that's right by a cable. Oh yeah, there's a light switch. So I used my little Alechi detector and I cracked on with it. Have I had any training in any of that stuff? Not really. I worked with me foster dad like years ago. Years? How many years? What am I now? Would have been 30 years minimum. Could be 40 years. 40 years. Oh my God, yeah, it's 40 years. All right, that's a very, very, very long time. But I've done bits of DIY throughout my life. So was I afraid of the task? No. Why not? Because I don't doubt me and what I'm capable of. When I sit down at the charts to push buttons and trade, do I doubt me? No. Well, actually, yes. But here's the thing. I created, with your guidance, with your help, with your feedback, with your participation in the process, we created a strategy. And then we tweaked it, and it evolved, and we created something else. And then, oh, look, guys, I found this. This is better than that. So we're not having that anymore. We're going to have this. And things evolved, improved, let's say. So they've gotten easier, they've gotten more simple. I challenge any one of you to go onto our YouTube channel and look at the oldest YouTube recording you can and compare it with this one today, or the last one where we traded, or the last one where we looked at any tech, any level of tech whatsoever. And then give me feedback and tell me that this one or the most recent sessions are not like a billion times better than they were way back when we began doing this. Why have they gotten better? Because your feedback's helped me, because our strategies have evolved, because I've tidied up my language and my accent. I think I'm less colourful with my choice of words these days. I'm also, I would like to hope anyway, a little more clear with my speech. I do my best to hide my accent. Speaking of my accent, I missed one name from the list of the people who were doing really well. Point of last contact, are you on, Steve? MNOPR. No Steve. No, there's no Steve. Steve's not on. But Steve was one of the new additions. Steve and Dan joined together. They're both from Liverpool, so they both speak my language. And Steve's doing really well. I mean, from right out the bloody gate, Steve is doing really well. Why is that now? It's because he don't doubt. He doesn't doubt. It can be something stupid, like me. I consider myself sometimes to be absolutely daft, absolutely physically daft as a brush. Remember, I was trying to plug an electric socket in once with the back off to see why it wasn't working, and wondered why I was getting an electric shock. I can do really stupid things, but when it comes to trading, I have a strategy. I've several of them. And I built them to protect me from stupidity. The strategy says, hey James, you're allowed to do this. You can only buy or you can only sell. Oh, and here is when, here is why, it's now. And you've noted I've got a 5-minute euro dollar chart on here. I'm going to flick through a couple of things and show you something. Look, we've got a bullish fractal and a low test bar and a breakout, and then a higher low, a higher low, a higher low, a higher low, a higher low. A bullish engulfing bar, a higher low. A high test bar, a breakout. If you were to buy here and exit there, well, let's measure it. If you were to buy here and exit there, have you made 20 pips? Yes. Okay, there's no sell because we don't break out. We get another bullish fractal. So here or here, you could re-enter. And if you re-entered there, okay, there's another 10 or 11 pips. And you know you're in an uptrend, so there's 31 pips plus another 10, 41 pips off a 5-minute chart. We could tune it more, couldn't we? We could say, well, show us something a bit more clear. When we're looking at a higher time frame, we can look at a Heikin-Ashi. So that's an indecision bar. That's a bullish bar, and it's broken out. So there's your entry. You've got a huge 5-pip stop, and you're in all the way up to 57 or 58 pips. That's an indecision bar. That's a bearish bar. So you're in, and with a stop loss of 10 or 11 pips. And you're in for 24 pips. And that's it. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, there you go. The fractal bounces off a significant EMA. We're not even looking at them. We're just looking at our reasons and our psychology. The doubt that some face into is mind-numbingly complicated and complex. And for why? Why would we doubt ourselves? You know, there are enough people out there who will doubt you. I know, I've got a foster, you all know I'm fostered, I've got a foster family, and when I was quitting my business to start and to just trade for a living, it wasn't really starting, it was, I'm getting out of that because it's 50 to 60 hours a week, and I'm just going to focus on this because it's 6, maybe 8. And I was told, oh lad, you're mad, why would you do that? Don't quit that, oh you've got so much going for you with this, but all the hours it takes, I want a new family, I want a life. I want a life, this kind of life, this 50, 60 hour week. It's cost me kids, it's cost me wives, it's cost me houses, it's cost me. I don't have anything to show for it. It's cost me. And now, I'm happy to tell you, I married Kasia in 2010. I'd been trading for 6 years by then. We are still together. We've Stacey. Stacey was born in 2014. We're happy. If you look at the latest post of mine on Facebook, I congratulated my eldest two on their birthdays. They're born 6 days apart, 12th and 18th of July, and I took them all to a place called Soul Seafood and Grill in Dublin yesterday. It was fantastic. Beautiful place. It's not cheap. Did I give a rat's arse? No. Did we have the most expensive scotch in the house, please? As our little sort of, my son and I. Yeah, of course we did. Yes. Yeah, and I only had one because I knew I was going to be driving home. And then I stocked up on a full lobster and all kinds of other bits and pieces in between and some non-alcoholic drinks to make sure I was safe driving home. Was it a fantastic night? Yes. If I was a regular person, would I have appreciated spending a week's wages on a meal? Probably not, no. Did I give a rat's bottom last night? No. Did I doubt that it was a worthy cause? No, it was great. It was well worth every single cent. Would I do it again? Yeah, well, actually we planned to. We did. Last night while we were sitting there, I said to Kasia, you know what? We don't get dressed up and go out enough. We should just get dressed up nice, like this, and just us, just you, me and Stacey. Just go out and enjoy the bloody evening and enjoy. We don't do it enough. We spend a lot of time at home with Stacey. We spend a lot of time going out and doing Stacey type things. She's 8. We're grown-ups. We should be enjoying our life too. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy playing with Stacey, but it was nice to do a grown-up type thing too. How is this all relevant? Well, how do you want to live your life? What do you want to do? What is it you want from the life? Do you really want to sit in front of a mirror 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 2 years from now, a week from now, and ask yourself, why am I still not doing it? Why am I not doing it? James has given me. And what has James given me? What do we have in our group? Notwithstanding whatever the hell I might give you. Let's have a look at what we've got in our group. I'm going to go desktop. I'm going to go into that folder. And I'm going to go more. And in more, here's what we have, lads. We've got a daily trading plan. What should I do each day when I'm going to sit down at the chart? Well, we know that one says check the bloody news. And by this time you're there at the charts, and by this time you're looking to take trades. You've checked the trend, haven't you? You have, haven't you? You've checked the news, haven't you? Well, have you? And further down, what else have we got? Well, we've got the gates system. Or we've got the new gates and margins if you need that. And that tells you what do you need, what should you risk? What am I allowed to risk? And it's very editable to suit you, isn't it? If you've a high level of doubt, so reduce what you need to trade. And don't ever forget the power of stepping back when you make a mistake. That's where our gates system really excels. Oh, did you make a stuff up there, James? Oh yeah, I lost a few pips, yeah. Well then, halve your stake and crack on, look for the same pips that will get it back and then some, and you can move forward again. And that allows you the facility of moving through gates. And I chatted to a young gentleman the other day who said he was up to, I think he said he was up to gate 19. For some reason I've got 32 in me head. I'm going to open that spreadsheet for a moment, because if he's on those numbers, if he's on the gate 19 would put him on nearly 50,000. Gate 19 puts him on nearly 50,000. If he's on gate 32, he's on almost 100,000, assuming he hasn't edited this stake column much. But remember what this does for you. If you get to gate 10 there and you've managed to achieve 19,672 or more, note it cannot be less. If you lose 15 pips, you lose 1,500 bucks. You got to halve your stake, so you're going back to gate 5 where you lose 750. Which means you have to halve your stake and risk 375, which means you have to halve your stake and halve your stake and halve your stake. You've now had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses back to bloody back, but you haven't stepped back one financial gate. You still got more money than you had at gate 9. How does that not help you? Really, now, how does that not help you? That's massively helpful in terms of how much should I risk here, James? Use the gates. Then further down we have a simple template for a trader business plan. What gets measured gets managed, including you, me, everybody. You know, I told you all, I set out to accomplish tasks today. 1, meet online with Mr. Stevenson and help him with a group he has, run through Dynamic Edge, a bit of psychology, a bit of well, this is that line, that's this line, this is what it does, this is how it works. Push a button, don't push a button, you know, it's up to you. You've got a choice. Make the right choice, you'll be very, very happy. Make the wrong one, don't let the door hit you on the way out, because your bleed need you. There's no excuse for making the wrong choice, none whatsoever. So I gave myself a list of jobs to do today. Change the ball cock, mow the front lawn, fix that shelf, hang that Hoover thingy up that Kasha wanted. There was a heating ball cock that I wanted to change, and I thought, no, it's fine. I looked at it, it's all right. I'll do it next time. Bloody warm up in the loft in this weather. I'll get to it. It's, you know, it's there. It's on my list. But that was the list that I had. That it was a must do. You must do these tasks. And of course, be here and don't skip a session for you guys. Here I am. We're on the session. What else have we got? Well, look at the amount of files in here, just in the More folder. There's all of these. There's a manual here. There's a journal here. There's many, the definitive indicator settings, definitive homework guide, steps in the process, steps in the process, steps in the process. There's different processes, steps in the learning process. The SB score calc, it's like card counting. There's another card counting thing up here somewhere. Where is it? The balanced score chart. And card counting, it's all about how we value a chart to tell us, oh, what Amos to do. Amos allowed buy it, Amos allowed sell it. That's it. It's not a, well, I think, therefore I am a total dickhead. That's not what it's about. We are not here to think. We are here to look at the pictures and push the buttons. Forrest Gump, Mr. Bean. We ain't Socrates. We don't think, therefore we ain't. That's it. You don't think when you're driving, do you? And you've all, I hope you've all, I'm fingers crossed here now. I'm going to ask for a little bit of feedback. I've issued now, if I go up one and I go PDF docs, I'm going to say there's the trading code. There's the trading code 2. There's the trading code 3. Written by me. Please, someone unmute and tell me you've read at least 2 of them out of the 3. If you read all 3, bonus. If you've only read 1, oh, okay. If you're getting through them and you're reading them, great. But, you know, they're there for a reason. They compare a lot of things to do with driving, with trading. It's not. It's very related. Driving and trading, it's the same. Placing your first trade is like overtaking the first car you'll ever overtake on your own after you've passed your test. And then every time you overtake thereafter, mirror signal maneuver, divergence, rejection of a line signal. See the similarity? 3-step process. 3-step process. It's the same. Do you remember the last time you changed gear, assuming you have a manual car? Do you remember the last time you indicated, assuming you have an automatic? Probably not. But you did it, didn't you? Hopefully you remember the last time you checked your mirror. Hopefully you remember a lot of things. Unlike me, you know, I go into a room, oh, what am I doing here? That's why we voice things nowadays. And I've told you on many occasions when I'm trading, I voice them because I'm thinking out loud. If I stand up in the living room, I say, I'm going to get myself a drink of water. And I go into the kitchen, and I don't find myself in the kitchen thinking, what am I doing here? What did I come in here for? You stood up and you said you were going to get a drink of water. Oh, I did. Of course I did. Saying it reinforces the process. So nobody said anything. So I'm afraid for my life that nobody read the bloody books. Did you read the books? Even type it. A yes? No? Nothing? You bastards. Never mind. All 3. Thank you, Rosa. Oh, thanks, Darren. There you go. You were just slow off the mark. Thanks, Petra. All 3. That'll do. 3 of you read all 3 of them. Phew. A big sigh of relief. Thanks, Andy. Yeah, you're new enough. I'll give you that. Dan says 1. Okay, trust me, Dan. They're worth the read. We've also got all the tools you need for MT4, all the tools you need for MT5, all the tools you need for C-Trader, all the tools you need for Think Trader. We've got everything, absolutely everything you could possibly need, require, or desire. On these Monday sessions, I talk a lot about mindset. So you've all got access to the YouTube channel and all of the recordings, all 178 of them. And I stress again, they've gotten better and better and better. That's the reality. Yes, in the past there have been some where I ranted. I still remember the days when Ranjit used to record for us, and he wrote on one, James ranting, must watch. And when I got it, I thought, oh my, what did I say? And then I listened back to it and I thought, oh no, that's actually out there on YouTube. And what I did it now. I've said it now. There's, you know, sod it anyway. You know what? I'd rather be counted for what I thought and said and did, rather than have you think something else that I didn't think, say, and do. There's enough people out there who what is the word I'm looking for? Think I said something that I didn't. So think I wrote something that I'm sure you wrote this somewhere, and that's not in one of my books, dude. No. You all remember another rant I had once upon a long ago at some poor guy who said, so I bought this one off the what strategy was that one called? It was the Rapids, and we were there. We were on a live session, and I said, but that's not a buy signal. What does everyone else think? There were like 50 of us online. No, you can't buy that. But you did, didn't you? All right. What was that about then? You know, you see, so you read something that I didn't write. You heard something that I didn't say. You watched something that I clearly didn't show you. You know, I've no idea. It sure wasn't within any of our rules now, was it? Now you're looking at this probably wondering, why are we not going any further? Will I show you? You all know. Who knows why that one's not going any further? You all know already. If we do the buttons, push the button, push the button, push the button, clicky, clicky, bang, bang, bump. We're bouncing. We're trying to reject a fib and move away. We're stuck in a channel. That's what it is. It's just, it happens. That's it. It don't matter the market. It really don't matter the market at all. It doesn't matter. There is a strategy, and then there's a mindset, and you either use it or you don't. If you don't, you're going to give away pips. Pips is points. What is it? What did we say? PIP. What did pips stand for? Pips is profits. I forget. We had a word the other day. What was it, Rosa? You remember what I thought pip was? PIP. It stood for something nice. And if I had half a memory, I'd be sodden dangerous. I was adding it to a Yodapedia. Do I still have access to a Yodapedia? Never mind. And remember the pain in the pips when somebody was speaking. There's lots of little, what are they called, acronyms that we use to help us to remember what it is we should do. There you go. Patience is pips. That's it, Rosa. Beautiful. Thank you very much. There you go. Where would I be without you? You're an amazing support for us all. Patience is pips. That's what PIP stands for now, lads. And someone called it, what was it? An acronym that is, I've forgotten, a regenerating one or something, so it's infinitive or infinity. Patience is pips. PIP. That's the reality. Be patient, wait for the signal, take the pips. We're looking for a minimum, really. A gate a day would be amazing. 32 pips in a day. If we put a crosshair on that, you all know there's going to be signals in between there and there. So there's 21 all the way down to the bottom, 57. Is that a gate I see before me in the last, 36 minutes? Just in this section, consolidation breakout, I know there will have been a signal there. What have we got? Oh, look at that, children, a gate. Really? And we find it so difficult, do we? I don't know why. Well, I do. It's because you doubt. Why do you doubt? Here's a thing. If you're still working, PIP means performance improvement plan. That's lovely, Rosa. Thanks for that. I do appreciate that. I like that one. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you still have one of those job thingies, PIP means performance improvement plan. Love it. Now, you all know I sailed a lot in my youth. What was I? I wasn't that young, was I? I want that folder back. You all remember, I think I've shown you the picture. Some of you will have seen it, some of you won't. If I go into desktop and into there and into there, and I opened that picture there you go. That is me on one of my boats. I was a younger man then, obviously. I probably don't look like that now, but there you go. That's me on one of my boats. I crossed the Atlantic on that like twice, and I sailed up and down the Indian Ocean. Aaron says I was able to pick up 25 on that last NAS move. Nice one, Aaron. Well done. That's great. Faith in humanity restored. Now, why did I show you the picture of me on a boat? Because when I was learning to sail, I was told that, you don't get seasick, you're very lucky. And this Canadian, actually he was, the skipper who was teaching other members, or other people in the group, he was teaching many of us, me included, he said, actually it's meant to mean that you're stupid. Intelligent people, you see, here's the thing, you've got this fluid in your ear, and if you're standing still, but the fluid in your ear is washing about, your intelligence tells you, your brain tells you there's something not right. You are moving, but you're stood on the ground. So you've eaten something that can't be any good for you. Eject, 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 and you vomit. That's where sickness comes from. But if you're pretty stupid, your brain don't send those signals, and your tummy don't do the eject, eject, eject thing. And he said, so James, you're probably pretty stupid. And I grinned and said, I don't care. It'll do me. I'm right where I want to be. That'll do for me. I wanted to be learning to sail, and I was. And I sailed a lot with him. I had a good time with the man. I learned a lot from him. He was a really nice guy. I'm hoping he's still going. He was a happy camper. In South Africa we met, and I'm sure in my own little mind he's still sailing, and he's still a very happy camper with his sailing. But yeah, along the way, we did a lot. I learned a lot. And one of the questions that was asked, we all went round the boat, 6 of us on the boat. What do you learn to sail for? What do you learn to sail for? And I was asked, and I said, well, I bought this boat, and I'm just going to sail it. Oh, is that you? You going off on your own on that boat? Yeah, that's me. So I wondered who that was. I couldn't go off on my own on a boat. I always need people around me to blame when something goes wrong. And I said, it's usually my fault, so I'll be in the right place and in the right company. And he laughed. He just laughed at that. And all right, if that's how you feel, I said, yeah, it is. And I talked to myself. I haven't yet found myself in an argument, so I think I'll be all right. I don't doubt me. And he looked me square in the eye and he said, that's a power, That's quite a powerful thing you've just said, that you don't doubt you. Do you know how many people I've met who live in fear of themselves, in doubt of, but what if this, but what if that, but what if, but what if? All the what ifs, is that what's holding you back? The what if? Well, what if you don't? What if you reach 80 years of age? Or more, maybe you've reached it already. And what if you haven't done the things you really would have liked to do? The boatyard was full of people who said, I'm going to wait till I retire and then I'm going to buy a boat and sail off around the world. And I thought, yeah, but you're a bit old now, mate. That line, you're going to have to put some force on that line and pull it to pull that sheet, sheeting the main in. That takes some effort, lads. Getting the headsail down in the wind on the foredeck, that takes some balance, some guts, and an absence of rheumatoid arthritis. This is what you want to do in your 70s? Dude, really? No. That's something you want to do. How old was I when I did that? It was the year 1999. It was 1999, end of 99-ish. April to September 99 is when I buggered off and sailed that big journey. I've no idea how old I was then, but let's say it was 22 years ago. That was long enough. Yeah, I was a younger man than I am now. I was well able for it. And I didn't doubt me. Do you doubt you? That's what you've got to ask. Do I doubt me? And if so, why? Because there's plenty of other people who will doubt you out there. You walk into a bar, your favourite bar, and you stand up and you say, lads, I'm going to not work ever again in my life, ever. I'm just going to trade for a living. Do you think everyone's going to go, yay, good for you, well done, go on, yeah, that's the right thing to do? How many people are going to stand up, pat you on the back and tell you you're doing the right thing? I know I did it. I told my family, told my friends, told my work colleagues, and not one said you're doing the right thing. Not one. Not a bloody one. My wife said, do what you like, you know what you're doing. That'll do. Great, that'll do. I don't need your support, I don't need your belief in me. I just need you to let the lead off me and let me do my thing. That's it. I just need be me. You let me be me and I'll do me better than anyone else can do me. But that means, lads, that you've got to do you better than anyone else does you. You won't do it exactly the same way as I do it. I won't do it exactly the same way as you do it. But there will be similarities. There must be similarities because we're all looking at similar markets and we're all looking at the same thing. We're looking at the same strategies and the same moves. So if I'm selling it and you're buying it, one of us is doing something wrong. And I tell you what, matey boy, it's not likely going to be me. I've had 2 losses this year. 2. One of them, as Rosa points out, I was distracted buying a gun. Okay. And the other one, I forget what the distraction was, but she did tell me I was distracted with something else. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. I'll take it. 2 losses in a year, I'll take it. That's all right. I will absolutely take that. Do I, oh no, I'm missing out on that move. No, I don't suffer from FOMO because I'll be at the chart in the morning when I'm supposed to be, according to my business plan. I'll be here. And I'll get my pips then. I know they'll be there. They're always there. That's it, It's like the farmer's market on a Saturday. I know it's going to be there. It's always there. Rain or shine, it's always going to be there. That's it. The man who does the pulled pork burgers thing, he might be there, he might not be there. It doesn't matter. If he ain't there, the lady's in that cafe. She's got the, what's that called? That breakfast burrito thing. Yeah, I'm sorted. That's it. I don't doubt. An open discussion on doubt is what I wanted from us all today. I'm very, very happy for Aaron there with his 25 pips on that last move. I'm assuming that was that one. I'm wondering, did you re-enter there, Aaron? And I'm hopeful that you're using pod POD. If you're in pod on that, then happy days. You've re-entered that, and you've probably got another somewhere between 40 and 60 pips on the table, haven't you? Give us a holler, dude, and say yes. Go on, Aaron. Make my day. Did I sound like Mr. Eastwood then? Make my day. You missed it. Oh no. Okay, well, you didn't make me day. But hey, it's there, isn't it? And you know as well as I do, there'll be another one along tomorrow. And you still got your 25. So it's not like you're missing out now, is it? So, anyone got any questions for me? I was looking for an open discussion, but nobody has said much other than Brian, and thank you for that, Brian. There you go. Petra says 2 trades, 15 and 60 pips. That's 75 pips. Well done, Petra. That's bloody brilliant. Nice one. Very, very happy. So I'm assuming that that's the 15 and that's the 60 bonus. Well done. Thank you very, 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 very much. I appreciate it. Nice one. That's what's the word I'm looking for? That shows me that you've listened to the things I've said, you've taken on board the things I've said, and you're doing what is literally right there to be done by everybody. That's it. We can do it, or we can make excuses about it. And it is literally excuses. You can say, but I had this reason and I had that reason. You can tell me their reasons until you're blue. The bottom line is your reasons are excuses. You keep telling yourself whatever the hell it is you need to tell yourself that helps you sleep at night. But that's it. It's an excuse. You're doubting or do it. That's it. You know, what's it say on my new Yoda watch? It says, and I'll share the picture so you all know I did treat myself to this watch and I am rather proud of it. And no, it's not, you know, oh, the diamonds and the watches and James showing off with all his money. The watch cost me like $200, 200 and something, I don't know. It's a Yoda watch because my nickname is Yoda. Do or do not. There is no try. And it's a Yoda, and literally $200-300. That's all it was. It ain't like I'm showing off. It's the nickname thing. You got 12 earlier. Was too much engaged in the training, the last move. That's fair enough. So 12 and 25 was at 37. Gate. There you go, Aaron. Gate. Well done. I'm not going to complain about that. Absolutely not. Well done, you, and well done to Petra. You've done really well. I'm going to happily call time. Unless anyone's got questions, thoughts or feedback, I'd love you to unmute and share something. Say anything if you would like to. If you don't want to, that's okay. But well done to the guys who got the pips. Go on, Aaron, you're unmuted.
Yeah, I was just noticing that I'm much more untrustworthy of myself in my older age than I was when I was sailing around Sri Lanka 20 years ago.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's it. You see, I'm glad I did it then. I'd take a small boat offshore now, but offshore and back. I'm not going around the world again or anything or across an ocean. It's just, you know, I'm going out for a bit. I'll fish a bit and I'm going home. I know where my bed is. Well, thanks everybody. I appreciate that you joined us today. I appreciate your feedback, and I appreciate that you got pips. Well done. And remember, don't doubt. Thanks for the session. Very on point, says Petra. Thanks for that. Found myself in many of your examples. Brilliant. Thanks, Petra. Thanks, Rosa. I appreciate you all. I'll see you all on the next live session. Please trade safe until then, won't you? Cheers, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.